Hey guys, it is Raquel. Happy TV Thursday! Alright, the two shows I'm going to talk about this week are the last round of quarterfinals of America's Got Talent and the Glee Project. The Glee Project, it was Tenacity Week, and Robert Ulrich came in and was like, oh, what does tenacity mean to you? And they were like, oh, being fierce, being strong, getting through things, getting through your challenges in life. The homework assignment song was Survivor by Destiny's Child, and the guest mentor was Amber Riley, and she did really good as a mentor. You know, she wasn't like, oh, I love everyone, oh, they're all so great, oh, this. She was like, okay, you're great, but you need to work on this. You're great, but you need to work on this. In the end, Allie won the homework assignment, which I don't know how I feel about her. She's kind of, I feel like maybe she's getting by more on her wheelchair, but she is really tenacious, and that day that they shot the pool shoot in, I think, the last episode or the one before, where she actually dived in, was really impressive. And I like her. There's something about her that I don't like, so I'm kind of torn on her. And so she won the homework assignment, and the group number was Eye of the Tiger, and they had to do an obstacle course, and they had to do it in one take, and it ended up taking them 34 takes, which was a little ridiculous. But at the end, Allie had to make a basket, and being shorter because she's in a wheelchair, it was more difficult for her because she couldn't reach it as well as the other ones. So, could have because they were taller. So in the end, they ended up lifting her up, and she ended up dunking the ball instead of having to make the shot after their 34th take. The video came out really good, and you could tell it was stressful for them and difficult for them because Shanna was throwing up and Abraham hurt his ankle, which he kind of used as an excuse more than anything because he was kind of milking it a little bit. And I think it was more in his head than it was really physical. And that ended up landing him in the bottom three. So to the bottom three: Abraham, Michael, Lily. Lily, why are you still here? Go home. No one likes you. I'm sorry. You can sing and you did great on your number this week, but why didn't you go home? It is your 4th week in the bottom 3. Ryan Murphy, if you are out there, get rid of her, please. I'm sorry, I'm just not a Lily fan. And her attitude is just, ugh. I don't even want to talk about her. So, if you don't want to know who went home and you haven't watched it yet, pause the video right now. Are you paused? Alright, so we lost our dear Abraham, which I kind of understand. He came out and he was like talking to Ryan Murphy and the rest of the group about what had happened and this, that, and the other, and Ryan Murphy was not impressed by it, and we lost Abraham. So, bye Abraham! Alright, America's Got Talent. Let me get my list out here. Okay. All That Cloggers. They are really good. I enjoy them. They're different for being a bunch of muscly guys and getting up there and clogging in a big clog group. I love them. I think they are very talented. Next up we have the cannon guy. He bores me. How many times can you shoot yourself out of a cannon and it not be boring? I mean, we see him shoot himself out of a cannon every week. Now that's talent, and it's very dangerous, and it's sort of exciting, but after a while we're just like, oh look, there's that guy that's about to go shoot himself out of the cannon into that net. I don't know. Ulysses, he's not talented. I don't like him. I don't even want to talk about him. Next. The guy that paints with the sand, I don't know what his name is, but he's really cool, and he's talented, and I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen someone, like, just make these different shapes in sand with music, and he does it so quick, because, you know, they only have 90 seconds. The mariachi kid with his mariachi band, I want to like him. He's cute and everything. I just don't. He's talented. I know he's talented. You know, I'm not stupid. There's something about him that I do not like. You may proceed to throw stones at me. Diddleman, the mind reader, he is amazing. I feel like what he does is fake because I don't know how someone can do that. How can someone read other people's mind? It's not human. Like, I don't know if there's a trick or if he talks to the judges beforehand. He says he doesn't, but I don't know. They seem as blown away by it as I am, so maybe he's just talented. I don't know. The giant instrument guy, his name is William Close, where he builds the giant instruments. He is amazing. I love him. He is my favorite actor right now. He was my favorite act from the beginning. I was so impressed by him from his very first audition. He's just, I don't know how he does it. And, you know, he had like singing and like playing the drums and with different materials, and it was just, he wasn't singing, but he had someone singing, and it was really phenomenal, and I would pay to see him. So I'm hoping he wins. That's my pick for the win. You can hold me to that. Unity in Motion, they're a pretty good dance group. I mean, they're so strong for being a group of girls, and they're talented, and they're gymnasts, and they're really talented. and I really liked their routine that they did, and they did show their strength, and that looks very difficult for being their age and being girls. So I really like them, and I wish them good luck, although I don't know what the tough competition, if they're going to make it. If they did make it, I think their biggest competition, like everybody else says, would be turf. Alright, so Eric and Olivia, the guy and the girl that he plays the guitar and she sings, they were alright. I feel like they might not have been good enough to make it through when they were up against so much good competition, and I think they need to spread out what they do more. Like, I know that they do jazz and blues, but there's so many times you can do that with different songs, and it was just, I don't know, it was interesting the way that she sang that song. I don't know if I liked it. I was on the fence about it, but we'll have to see if they get through or not. Next up was Lindsay Norton. She is so graceful, and her dance skills are just beautiful for so young, and she's phenomenal. I mean, I really enjoy her. Whether she'll make it through or not, I don't know. I hope so, because she's very talented in what she does, and she's just really fun to watch. She sort of floats. I don't know. She's pretty incredible. Horse, his act is that he gets kicked in the nuts, or with balls, whatever you want to say. There's no other way I can describe it, so I hope that wasn't like too vulgar for you, but that's what he does. And it's funny, and it's interesting, but I don't know if people would. It's entertaining. It is entertaining. You know, there's something about humans that we laugh when people are in pain. It's just our natural reflex. And, you know, his act is entertaining. I just, like I said, with a lot of acts, I don't know if it's $1 million act. Are people going to pay big money to go sit in Vegas and watch this kid, you know, do what he does? And the Olate dogs? They're dogs. They do flips, whatever their name is, if I pronounced that wrong. Whoopsie! They do flips, and their dogs dance, and they're great. I really enjoyed that act, and I think there's a reason that the judges didn't need to see them again in New York, because they are good, they are talented, and those dogs, I don't know how he trained those dogs to dance and jump and leap and hop and flip and slide down the slide. I mean, they're phenomenal dogs, and they're really great. And there was this part at the top of the slide where the dog ran back down and started running around, and they were chasing it, and I thought it was fake. But then the dog turned around and went up the slide and slid down backwards, and you knew that it wasn't really fake, that it was just part of the act for comic relief in the act. And it was really, really cute and good, and I think they'll make it. And, you know, people love dogs, so chances are they have a spot in the semifinals for next week and the week after, and who knows, they could even go on to win it. I mean, Britain's Got Talent, that girl and her dancing dog won, so you never know. You never know. This country can surprise you, and that's what's so great about it. You never know what kind of acts on these type of shows they're going to go through, and you never know what people are thinking about certain things, and so it'll just be interesting to see. And I will tell you the results in, like I said, about 2 hours they'll be airing, and I will come back here and I will tell you the results, and you will see this video on TV Thursday. Yay! So I will be back in 2 hours. Alright guys, I am back to TV Thursday with the results from America's Got Talent. If you don't want to see the results, if you haven't watched it yet, you can just turn this off now, because it's going to be how I end it with the results and my usual banter. Alright, first up was Ulysses, Olate Dogs, and the Bullet Smith. And they went up, and they were the first three, and Olate Dogs went through, which I was happy about, because Ulysses wasn't talented. I was bored with David the Bullet Smith, and I was just Cher Lloyd performed. She was alright. I don't know if I'm a fan of her or not. She didn't have anything to do with the whole thing. She was just kind of there. And then William Close, Unity in Motion, and the Mariachi Band went up. And William Close went through. I was so happy. He's my favorite act next to Jacob Williams, that really dry comedian guy. They're both amazing and my favorite acts of this year so far. And then Eric and Olivia, Horse, and Joe Castillo went up. Joe was the sand painter, and he went through, which I was happy about. He's really talented in the painting with his sand. His sand paintings are really cool, and they bring a message, and I really enjoyed him. And then it came down to Lindsay Norton, All That, and Diddleman. All three acts I loved. Diddleman, of course, went through. I mean, I'm not surprised. He's a great act. He's phenomenal. What he does is mind-blowing. But I really liked All That, and I really liked Lindsay Norton. I think All That were talented cloggers, and clogging isn't something that you see every day. And Lindsay was just really graceful and really sweet and just seemed like a nice person overall. So, and her act was beautiful and touching and just great. So I feel like, you know, I was happy about Diddleman going through. He is really impressive, and I really enjoyed his act. I was kind of on the fence about that one. I knew they were going to put Diddleman through. It was no surprise, but I really liked All That. I really liked their clogging, and I really liked Lindsay Norton's dancing. So I kind of want them all to go through. So, and Sharon said that All That is her first wild card pick, and we now have No America's Got Talent for like 3 weeks till August 14th. Then they do their YouTube show and everything because of the Olympics. So for now, we're on an America's Got Talent break. But that was the last round of quarterfinals, so that worked out well. And up next, we have semifinals in a few weeks, and that should be exciting. That's all for TV Thursday. Subscribe, comment, tell me your opinions on the Glee Project and America's Got Talent. Next week, I'll probably talk about the Glee Project and something else, because now we don't have America's Got Talent. I'm going to try to pick 2 fairly different shows each week, but since the Glee Project is coming to a close soon, there's like 6 people left. I feel like that would be a consistent thing to talk about for the last 6 weeks. And while America's Got Talent's going on, we can talk about that. Let me know what TV shows I should watch and I should talk about, because, you know, this is about you guys too. Alright, happy Thursday, have a good one, subscribe, comment, like it up, I appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on everything. Alright, bye guys.